Hello, Namaskaram. Hope you're doing good. Just like any other journey, the journey to financial freedom also needs a source and a destination. In this video, we'll be primarily focusing on the destination part. We will try to figure out the exact amount that we need in order to retire in India in 2023. This video is divided into two sections. The first section, we'll try to cover the basic understanding of financial classification and try to figure out in which category that we lie in, which is poor, middle class and rich. In the second section, we'll calculate the exact amount that we need to retire in India in one of the above categories. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. Whatever you see in this video is from my own research and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a 25-year-old guy who wants to achieve financial independence. Hope you understand. Now let's begin our first section. In this section, we'll try to understand how to classify our financial standing between these three categories. Initially, for my research, I started by asking my friends and family on what they think each of these category means. Their household income vary between 50,000 to some earning over 2 lakh per month. But when I asked them, every single one of them told that they lie in the middle class, which was strange. So clearly this wasn't going as planned. So instead I decided to use the government's own classification in order to figure out what each category means. So basically I used taxes as the reference point. Here we can see the different tax slabs of Indian government as of 2023. We can see that the first slab 0 to 2.5 lakhs, that is the person earning between 0 and 2.5 lakh per annum, does not have to pay any tax. So government considered these class as poor. But also if you see the next two slabs from 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, under the new tax rebate of section 87A, any income below 5 lakh is non-taxable. And moving on to 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh, a similar thing happens. Under section 80C and 80CCD, they can max out their these two sections and they don't have to pay any tax. For my analysis, any person earning below 7.5 lakh as poor category, as they don't have to pay any taxes. And for people earning between 7.5 lakh to 15 lakh, I'm considering them as lower middle class. And any person earning above 15 lakh, I've considered them as upper middle class. These are just my assumptions. You might agree or disagree with me. If you disagree with me, please try to leave a comment and tell me exactly what you think the categories lie in. One important note for this tax calculation is that government calculates this tax per capita basis. What does that mean? If we take an example of two families, in the first family we see that husband is earning around 10 lakhs per annum and wife is not earning anything. She is a homemaker. So the total income of the household is around 10 lakhs per annum and they have to pay 15 lakhs tax because 10 lakhs falls under the 15 lakhs tax bracket. But if you see the second family, both husband and wife work and they each earn 5 lakh per annum. And their combined total income is similar to the first family of 10 lakhs per annum, but they don't have to pay any taxes because individually they fall under basic tax bracket. So whenever we are trying to calculate the monthly income, we must first combine all the income of all family members and divide the total income by the number of family members. This is what we will be using for our calculation. So based on that calculation, a person earning 7 lakhs annually or less than 60,000 monthly, I have classified them under poor class. And a person earning between 7 lakhs to 17 lakh annually or 60,000 to 1 lakh 42,000 monthly, they come under lower middle class. And a person earning from 17 lakh annually or monthly 1.42,000 or more, I've considered them as upper middle class. Here is a quick chart of these values. So now that we know the classifications, It's now time to figure out how much we need to retire in these categories. For an average Indian, the house rent or home loan and car loan take up maximum of the monthly expenditure. So that is why, if in order to become financially free, we must first own this without any outstanding loans or EMIs. So if a person owns a home, a car, and has a month investments that generate a monthly passive income of 60,000 rupees, then that person can retire comfortably in poor class. Similarly, for upper middle class and lower middle class, similar conditions apply. They need a home, they need a car, and they need investments that generate a monthly income between 60,000 and 1,42,000 for lower middle class, and above 1,42,000 for upper middle class. Now let's see exact amount of investment that we require in order to achieve retirement in these three classes. So in order to calculate the investments, we need three things. First, we need the estimated return on investments. Second, we need the assumption of inflation. And third, we need how many years do we expect this investment to last. So let's start with the return on investment and inflation first. An average Indian usually invests in the following asset categories. First is the rental property. This usually generates a return of 2 to 3%. Next is the secure bank FD, PPF, gold. These generate an average return of around 5 to 7.5%. Next is mutual funds, moderately risky but generate a higher yield, around 8 to 12%. And stocks can generate approximately 15%. These are my assumptions. And so in an average, I took 8% as the return on investment. Next, we need to calculate the inflation. Historically, India has an average inflation rate of about 5.13%. So for our calculation, I took 6% as the inflation rate. So return on investment 8% and inflation 6%. So next, let's come to the years that we expect the investment to last. This basically depends on when you want to retire and how long do you expect to live. For example, if you are 30 years old and you want to retire at 60 and you expect to live for 100 years of age, then you need the investment to only last for last 40 years. So for this example, I'm considering my age, and just for calculation purpose, I'm considering that I need to retire right now, and I am assuming I will live 100 years, so 75 years remaining. So if we crunch in all the numbers, we get the initial investment amount required to be around 2.6 crore. So basically, if I have 2.6 crore invested right now and I have a home and a car, then I can retire in the poor class for the rest of my life. We can apply this same strategy for other classes as well. So for lower middle class, I've took the higher band, 1,42,000. So for lower middle class, if a person invested 6.3 crore, they can retire in this class for the rest of their life. Similarly, for upper middle class, I've took 2 lakhs as the monthly income necessary, and also the inflation rate is 6%, so 2 lakhs gradually increases based on the 6% inflation rate. They need 8.7 crore to comfortably retire. So we now reach the end of this video, and in conclusion, these are the parameters or the destinations that we need. These are the numbers that I believe are required for each of the classes to retire comfortably. Again, these are just my assumptions. This might be wrong, this might be right also. If you agree or disagree with me, please leave a comment and tell me your thoughts and opinions. Thank you.